But first, back to the Saints. 49-year-old ex-army man Chris Ford was minding his own business on a family day out when a random vicious attack changed his life forever and left him blind.
It's like being plunged into a deep, dark mine, really. You think to yourself, life's over, that's it. What's going to happen?
But just when Chris thought the future was at its bleakest, his very own Saints stepped in to help. Carol Jenkins from the Dorset Blind Association introduced Chris to a world of new friends.
It's really good to have peer support. I mean, that is one of the big things I try to push for. You're getting to know more people, it's starting to encourage your independence.
Although Carol had been able to help Chris to find his feet socially, it was not enough, and now she was determined to make sure he was getting the benefit help that he needed. But how to bring up the subject to such a proud, independent man?
I was quite sneaky because after the first visit to the group, I felt that I had to actually get round to see him in his home, probably as quickly as possible because there was a little bit of interest there. So I made a home visit to see him and his wife and really understand where they were at that particular time and what things they really required.
Carol was taken aback at what she found when she went round to see Chris and Brenda.
I was very surprised they weren't claiming any of the benefits they were entitled to. I was even more surprised to find the financial aspect that was going on in the house. And they're a very, very proud family and they don't like to claim for things. And they didn't actually realise a lot of things were their right.
On the brink of losing everything they'd worked for, including the family home. For Chris and his wife Brenda, the meeting with Carol opened the floodgates.
It was almost like an outpouring of all the different problems. You know, Carol just sat and listened. We told her everything that was happening.
Carol discovered that Chris had tried to apply for some benefit help, but without success.
He was in a very low space at that time, feeling, in his words, really quite worthless and not wanting to go through that whole experience of being rejected again. So I had made a decision, that's it, I'm not going to do anything. People get quite frightened and they don't want to keep pushing the system.
Carol was able to uncover just why Chris's application had been refused.
He would say that he could do absolutely everything. He can do absolutely everything. There's no reason why he can't. He just needs somebody else's eyes to assist him. He can certainly move boxes from one place to another, but he needs someone to tell him where to move things from. When he was completing his forms, they didn't think of that aspect.
Finally, with Carol's help, Chris was able to apply for the benefits he needed and was entitled to, including disability living allowance, employment support allowance, and also a carer's allowance for Brenda. Because although Brenda had a part-time job as a sales assistant, she spent a lot of her time looking after Chris. And these benefits started to make all the difference.
You get a small amount of money from different places and it adds up, and without Carol trying to help us and put us down that road, we would have lost everything.
It's made a huge difference to Chris and to the family because previously the money coming in was very, very minimal, and it's just opened lots of doors for them. There's a lot more, I don't know, peace within the family.
And most importantly, the fear of losing their home was finally lifted, and Chris and his family could look forward to the future.